Hey guys, welcome back to World Civ. Let's get started. Today is, you're going to be seeing this on April 7th. Um, and the lesson today it's actually pretty short because you have all your classes today, so tried to keep it pretty short. But today is on the Red Scare. So our essential question for the day is, what political issues did the Red Scare cause in the U.S.? It's only essential question for today, so you don't have too many. Just the one. So Red Scare. The Red Scare was hysteria over the perceived threat of communism. This happens during the later 1940s and the early 1950s. It's called the Red Scare because red is a color that's commonly associated with like communism. So like for example, the Soviet flag at the time was red, Red Scare, right? The Cold War Red Scare was actually the second Red Scare. There's also a Red Scare in the 1920s. So this will actually be the second one. And really it's just, I mean, you're going to see lots of witch hunts, lots of anti-communist propaganda, and everyone's kind of losing their minds and worried about the communists taking over the United States. Um, there's this thing called the Loyalty Order, which won't help. This happened, so the USSR, the Soviet Union, right, was believed to have spies in the United States during World War II. On March 21st, 1947, President Harry Truman issued Executive Order 9835, which is also known as the Loyalty Order, which said that all the federal employees had to go through like an investigation and be asked questions and analyzed to determine whether they were loyal enough to the United States government, to kind of prove that they weren't working for the USSR as spies. We also have another big thing is the House of Un-American Activities Committee. So this is part of the House of Representatives. So right in the federal government. This was formed in 1938, and what they would do is they'd have investigations to try and expose communists working inside the federal government, or expose different elements in Hollywood, in their film industry, that would like convince people that communism wasn't bad, or anything that would be seen as like pro-communist. So they're trying to like uncover all that and expose it. Movie executives will end up creating Hollywood blacklists that prevented actors or different directors from being hired because they were seen as like too radical, or too left on the political scale. They're like too close to communism, or at one point in time they had supported communists. This included Charlie Chaplin, who's like super famous. I also have the link to a YouTube thing here and on the additional resources for the class today. And it actually has a really young Ronald Reagan talking about this. Ronald Reagan and Walt Disney were two people that you guys might know, who the House of Un-American Activities Committee, or HUAC, actually investigated. With those investigations, we have Senator Joseph McCarthy. So he's in the Senate, not the House. But Senator Joseph McCarthy used hearsay and intimidation to say that like celebrities and other people who didn't agree with his political views were disloyal to the United States. He's really one of the people who is stoking the fire of the witch hunts, like getting lots of people to like kind of join him. And he creates kind of like this mini reign of terror where everyone's kind of afraid of him because he's like throwing just everyone under the bus. So he accused like over 200 people in the US government of being communists, and it ruined people's lives. And a lot of it was just for his like personal kind of gain. He's one of the more hated figures in American history. So we also have Dennis versus the United States. So this is a 1951 U.S. Supreme Court ruling, which said that free speech rights of accused communists could be restricted because their actions presented a clear and present danger to the government. So, let's say that you're innocent, but Senator McCarthy says that you're not. So you're accused of being communist, and now your free speech is restricted. Do you guys see how this is a problem? Right? So we're going to look at a couple political cartoons and movie posters and stuff. I have the links to all these. These first couple are from Library of Congress. But this is a cartoon of something that happened. So there were 13 people who were convicted of being communist, leaders of communism in the United States. And so here we have a judge who says, if it could be worked out, would you prefer living the rest of your lives in Russia instead of going to jail? And they say, no thanks, we'll take the jail. We know 8 of us were born behind the curtain. They're referring to the Iron Curtain, which is like countries that the Soviet Union was like in control of, like lots of Eastern European countries, Soviet Union, stuff like that. This is another one. So we have McCarthy, and he's in the front. And this is titled "Stop Ganging Up on Me." It says, I have the names of 57 communists in the State Department, or 205, or 81. I shall be willing and eager to go before any committee and give the names and all the information available. On the day when I say anything on the Senate floor which I will not be willing to say off the floor, I will resign from the U.S. Senate. So these are all quotes from him, and they all came back to kind of haunt him. I kind of thought this one was funny. So we have an elephant, right, who symbolizes like the Republican Party. And he's seasick, so he just threw up. And if you look in the ocean, you see his throw up, and his throw up is McCarthyism. The title of this cartoon is Getting It Out of His System. This is a movie poster. Movie called I Married a Communist. Up at the top says, nameless, shameless woman, trained in an art as old as time, she served a mob of terror and violence, and is out to destroy, blah, 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 right? She's gonna kill him. Stuff like that. This is a poster, right? This is, is this tomorrow? America under communism. This is another movie poster. The Red Menace. So shocking it was filmed behind locked studio doors. Okay. Alright. So your guys' assignment for the day. So you're going to go in. It's under quizzes. It's April 7th homework. It just has a couple paragraphs and then the question, and then it's multiple choice. I do have me reading the questions and stuff, if that helps. So I have that on there. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day.